Deebo Samuel has confirmed that he has asked the 49ers to trade him. So now it is San Francisco's move. So bottom line, Michael, should the Niners move him?
Yes, they have to. I was saying
to
Gary Carter before the show started. I was saying to Gary Carter before the show started, these teams can always say, no, we're not going to do that. But it's pretty clear. This is, with a year left on his contract, this could turn into an ugly situation. Yeah, you might as well do it. You might as well do it. If you're not going to pay him what he's looking to be paid, he's already scrubbed you from all his social media platforms, which is a big deal in 2022.
But apparently that's not the issue, Michael, the money. I'm sorry to cut you off, but I'm just saying, apparently the issue is not the money. That they want to engage him. Well, generally speaking, it's always about the money. But I mean, in terms of what's out there, and continue your thought, but just that the Niners want to pay him, but he won't so much as engage with them. Maybe that's because the negotiations went poorly. Maybe it's because they didn't offer him what he was looking for. But
it's the money. So it's the money. And that's a very cute thing that teams do. Hey, listen, we want to pay him. Yeah, I know you want to pay him, but you don't want to pay him what he's looking for. So it is about the money. And he probably didn't like the initial approach, or don't like what they were saying in the exploratory stage. Then you move on. But I'm saying for the Niners, the reason this makes sense for them, look, if Deebo is not going to be there, he's already decided that he needs to go elsewhere. One thing the Niners need is draft capital, because they pushed a lot of it to the center of the table last year.
To the Trey Lance trade, to
get Trey Lance. So this is a good opportunity to recoup some funds and lose a great player. You're not going to replace Deebo, but at least you can get some draft capital and start rebuilding your wide receiver core, because he's everything. Everything.
That makes a lot of sense, and that's why I disagree with you. I'm not trading this dude. Now, this offseason belies this point, but you and I have seen a lot of players long before you could scrub people from your social media. You and I have seen a lot of players, and one Hall of Famer comes to mind in particular, say that they would never so much as put on that team's uniform again. Okay?
Yeah.
We have seen a lot of people say what they would not do. Okay? It's April, and I know the draft is approaching, and I understand everything you're saying about the fact that they got an opportunity to recoup a lot of draft capital that they don't have. I think their first pick is 61st or something like that. But I'm going to say this to you. I would not trade him, because out of all the receivers in the NFL, you can make an argument that he's the best or among the best given what he does for his team. I'm going to say he's my favorite. I'm going to say he's the receiver that I'd most want to have on my team. With all due respect to Cooper Kupp, with all due respect to Devontae Adams and Tyreek Hill, both of whom got traded and got their money elsewhere. Deebo Samuel is more than just a wide receiver. And I'm not talking about the wide back. Deebo Samuel is the pulse, is the heartbeat of your offense in San Francisco.
You preaching good, Reverend. You preaching good. Keep going.
I'm not trading him. Listen, okay, we'll go preach it and go Reverend. I will fall down at the altar. I will fall down at the altar of Deebo Samuel and beg his forgiveness, whatever it takes to make him willing to re-engage. This is why I brought up the money situation, because if he's like, oh, y'all fooling around with my money,
this is what I want to see. This is what I want to see right here.
Y'all are making me wait. Y'all are making me beg. Y'all are making me be patient while y'all decide to come correct with a contract. Oh, damn that, I'm out. Hey, Deebo, I'm sorry. What you need? You need a bike? You need $200? Whatever you need.
That's my bike.
You want this chain? Whatever you need, we will give it to you, because there is nobody else like this guy. Now, what's interesting about the reports, Michael, is that they're saying he doesn't quite like the way he's used. So this wide back thing, this running back thing that makes him so special in San Francisco, he doesn't seem to like it. So as much as we may enjoy seeing him run up in between the tackles, maybe he ain't trying to do that, at least not without getting paid for his services.
Exactly.
What do you pay a guy like that? What do you pay the ultimate weapon? You can't pay him like a regular wide receiver, because he's your best running back too.
Right. And so that's why it is about the money. It does come down to the money, because if you start talking about wide receiver comps and you say, well, hey, Devontae Adams got this and Tyreek Hill got that. Well, I'm doing things, with all respect to those guys, they're great, but I'm doing things that they're not asked to do. So you can't, don't come to me with a wide receiver comp. Those numbers have to go up. because you're putting my career at a greater risk than theirs, because now I'm a running back. You're asking me to touch the ball like a running back, and it's different. It is different. Running between the wide receivers don't run between the tackles. And I know you can get blown up if you got a bad quarterback like Jimmy Garoppolo. Oops. But if you got a quarterback like
I was going to bring up Jimmy. How you average 18 yards a catch? Led the league with Jimmy Garoppolo as your quarterback. What does that say?
Yeah.
So I'm with you on that.
Because you're making him look good. And sometimes he puts you in positions in the secondary that you don't want to be in. But you're putting your body on a line to catch the ball. So I know guys who don't play running back / wide receiver can get hurt too, but they're almost increasing. They're increasing the odds when they put Deebo in these situations. So I'll tell you this. If I'm one of these other teams, that's great job by Phil Yates. If I'm one of these other teams, and let's go get him. He doesn't have the Patriots on there. Oh, there they are. I'm going to ask him, how do you think, what's the best way to use you? Because we'll do
like that.
We don't need you as a running back. We don't need to play.
But he's so good at it. But he's so good at it, though. I get the wear and tear from his perspective, but from the Niners' perspective, or just from a fan of football's perspective, God, like, he's special. If he just played running back, he'd be one of the best running backs in the league. He'd be one of the leading rushers in the league. So, is there a better guy? Let me ask you this. Is there a better guy in the NFL, running back or wide receiver, with the ball in his hands than Deebo Samuel right now? There's a lot of good ones. But he's the best of both worlds in terms of how physical he is running the ball and how shifty he is. He's the best of both worlds.
Yeah.
So I don't know that there's a better guy with the ball in his hands. I don't know that there's a better weapon on offense in the NFL right now.
Yeah.
Whatever he wants, the Niners need to give him. I'm sorry.
Well,
and maybe this is where they stop playing around with Jimmy Garoppolo. If it's a cash flow thing, stop fooling around with Jimmy Garoppolo and clear up the cash or the cap space or whatever it is you need, because you got Trey Lance on a rookie contract. But I would not fool around with Deebo. I am not messing around with Deebo. If I'm the 49ers, I'm not trading. I wouldn't. It's different for me.
And you say no.
So you saw the other day where Andy Reid says that the Chiefs offense shouldn't be much different without Tyreek Hill. And even Chris Greer, somebody asked him, what are you going to do during the draft, during the first round? He's like, watch Tyreek Hill highlights. And we know how reliant Aaron Rodgers has been on Devontae Adams, just to name a couple of wide receivers who changed teams this offseason. Bro, I'm sorry. If Kyle Shanahan is sitting back saying, oh, I'll find me somebody else to do that, you got another thing coming. If they feel like they made Deebo versus Deebo made that offense work, they are sorely mistaken. I wouldn't trade him because he's the guy that I want more.
It was mutually beneficial. I'll say
he's the wide receiver. If Michael Smith's team, he's the one. Yeah, you could. You sure. Maybe Kyle Shanahan was creative enough to do it, but somebody else will copy it if they're smart. Michael Smith's team, Deebo Samuel. He's a first team All-Pro with Cooper Kupp. Michael Smith's team, Deebo Samuel is my wide receiver one. That's the guy I want more than anybody in the NFL right now, wide receiver.
And that was I was just going to say this. The only thing is I know we got other business to get to. I would say the only other guy you ask, is anybody better with the ball in his hands, receiver or running back? I'd say Cooper Kupp. I think Cooper Kupp is right there. And as a matter of fact, I got to put Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill with the ball in his hands, just
Alvin
because
Kamara.
He's not going to run over you.
There's some guys, yeah.
But he might do he'll do the jump around and get past you when you think you had an angle on him. So there are only a few guys, but your point is well taken. It's not like there are 10 of them. It's a very small group. And he is
I'm going to wait this out if I'm
San
Francisco. I'm waiting this out if I'm San Francisco. Like this, I'm not going to do anything rash. I'm not going to panic. I'm not going to acquiesce until I absolutely have to.
Hey, thanks for watching Brother from Another on YouTube. Make sure you hit subscribe before you leave, and be sure to watch us 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern Time on Peacock. Appreciate you.